Hey there everybody, Scudder here today, and I hope you guys are doing great. So this is probably going to be one of the hardest videos that I've ever had to make, and I'll explain why. And this is probably going to be a bit lengthy, but I'll try to keep it as short as possible. So as you guys saw in the title, I'm dying because I'm fat, sick, and nearly dead. Now, you guys don't have to worry. I don't have any imminent deadly disease that's about to drop me, other than the fact that, as a whole, my unhealthy choices that I've made in life, I think, are slowly killing me. And this year, I have kind of vowed to make this year a year to be more honest with myself and with others, and that means tackling some hard issues that a lot of times we don't want to face, or don't want to be honest with ourselves or with others about. Weight loss for me is probably one of my most sensitive areas, and I guess it's probably because I've always been a big guy, and I can be really super strong about almost every other issue in my life, but when it comes to my weight, that's something that is a very personal thing for me. So it took a whole lot of soul searching on my part to even consider starting this journey and making it public. And I had quite a few people give me advice. I asked some advice from people, from friends, of whether or not this was something that I should even do. And actually quite a few people told me that they didn't think that it would be a good idea for me to do this, because one of the reasons is because this is such a sensitive area for me, that it might have the reverse effect, because we all know that when people start commenting on videos and things like that, there are a lot of very hateful people out there, and so that they're going to make comments and stuff that are not going to be very kind. And I guess after thinking about that, they were right. Those people are right who said that. But I had to look within myself and say, well, okay, if I'm not strong enough to deal with that kind of thing, then maybe I don't even need to be making videos at all, because we do put ourselves out there in the public, which opens us up to scrutiny. So after thinking about that, I thought, well, alright, this is an obstacle that I'm going to have to overcome if I'm going to make myself a stronger man. So I made the choice to go ahead and do this. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start chronicling, is that a word? Chronicling my journey with my own personal lifestyle change, as far as my weight and my health. And the reason that this has all kind of come to pass is because I've known, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", and I have a very large frame, so I'm basically a bull. And I've known, especially over the last year, that I have been gaining quite a bit of weight. So on New Year's Eve of this year, I went out to dinner with my cousin, and I made her stop at the gas station up in town. And the reason being is because at that gas station they have one of those old-timey scales at the at the gas station, the kind where you used to put your quarter in and you could weigh yourself. And the reason that I did that was because that's the only scale that I know that will weigh me, because my scales at home won't. And I knew I had gained weight, but didn't realize how much. And I stepped on that scale and I weighed myself, and I weighed in at 426 pounds. So that right there let me know that something was going to have to give. I also have been experiencing a lot of physical health problems this year, more so than ever. One of the things that I have to deal with on a daily basis is pain. I have fibromyalgia, and that is just in itself, for a normal person, is a lot to deal with. But when you're this heavy, carrying this much weight, it multiplies that by 1,000. And so every day I am in just really bad pain. Some days it's excruciating, and I've learned to tolerate pain, but I'm getting to the point to where I don't want to tolerate this anymore. I've felt terrible over the last, I don't know, 6 months. I've been exhausted all the time, and just my body, I can feel like my body is telling me that it's almost like it's trying to shut down, because I am so unhealthy at this point. So that is another reason why I know that I've got to do something, because I'm afraid that if I don't, then I'm either going to start developing further health complications, or I'm going to die. Heart disease runs in my family, so that's something that I have to be careful of. Another reason why I want to do this is because of the fact that I have two elderly parents, and both of those parents are in poor health. And I am really, I'm kind of the caregiver for both of those parents. For my dad especially here, you guys know that I live with my dad and help take care of him. And I'm the only child that is here that's able to take care of him. My brother and sister, they live in a different state, and they don't have anything to do with my dad. So if something were to happen to Dad, to where he was completely rendered unable to take care of himself physically, then I'm it. My mom, as you guys know, lives in Montana, and whereas my brother lives in Montana, up there in the same city, he's busy, and he just doesn't have a lot of time to devote to something like this. So if something were to happen to my mom, then I would have to go up there, and I would have to be the caregiver for her. And the reason that I'm saying all this is because if I'm not physically able to even take care of myself, then I'm not going to be able to take care of my parents. And and Mom and I had a talk the other day, and she's been really worried about my weight. And she's doing the mom thing, and just being cautious and worried and all of that. And my mom has already buried one child, and God and I kind of have this thing worked out. We have for many years, where we just kind of have a deal that he don't take me home before he takes my parents home, because I don't want to put my parents through something like that again. But I also have to be realistic and say, well, if I'm not helping to hold up my end of that bargain with my health, you know, God could change his mind. So, you know, that's a consideration that I have in this process. You know, one of the other reasons that I want to do this is because I sweat horrible. I mean, it's just, I'm a big guy, I sweat, and I hate that. I hate that about me. Everywhere I can go anywhere and just, you know, being out for just a little bit, and I sweat like crazy, and it's even worse in the summertime. And so I know that that pretty much has to do everything with my weight. And, you know, that's just, it's kind of one of those things I just don't want to have to deal with that anymore. You know, sweating's healthy, but I mean, you know, when you're standing in line at the grocery store and you're sweating, there's a problem there. Another reason why I want to do this, and this is kind of a vanity thing, and I realize that for what it is, but it just is what it is. I'm single, and I have been for the last 12 years, and, you know, let's just be honest about these kind of things. I think one of the reasons why I've been single is because I have gained so much weight and I'm not attractive like I used to be when I was younger, when I was in my 20s. I mean, I'm not tooting my own horn, but I was a good-looking guy. I was in a much better shape, and I never had a problem getting a date. And, you know, and people can say, you know, compliments and niceties and, oh, you're good looking, even as a big man and all that. And I always appreciate those compliments, but the fact of the matter is that no one is knocking down my door, and I am still single. And, you know, and especially when you're middle-aged, it's much harder to find someone to share your life with. And, you know, I mean, it just is what it is. I don't want to be single. I would like to find someone that I can share my life with. And I know that, you know, being this size and being this big is a deterrent to that. And it's sad that as a society that's where we've gotten, but that, I mean, it just is. That's just what it is. And I think that if I can lose the weight and get in better health, then that will, for one, increase my confidence, and two, that will make me more appealing in the dating arena. And, you know, so that's just kind of one of the reasons why I want to do this. I don't have any set plans as far as how I'm going to do this. I'm kind of still in the beginning stages. I look back at some of my videos, and you know, I do a lot of prepping videos, or have in the past. And as preppers, you know, we talk about being prepared for survival situations and things like that. And I think, well, I can make all the videos I want to, but if I'm not physically able to fend for myself and to fend for my family and to do the hard things in a survival scenario, then I really don't have any business trying to tell others to do the same thing. And I'll probably make a little more detailed video about that separately. But I don't do diets well. I'm not good for doing set diets and things like that. But I'm going to approach this as just changing my lifestyle as far as health is concerned. And I want to learn to eat healthier, to make healthier choices, to get more exercise and things like that. But I do want to lose the weight. So I've decided that I want to share this with other people. and share this journey, because it's going to be hard. It'll be hard for me. I'm making a lot of changes. So another change that I'm going to make is cigarettes. I'm a smoker, and I know that I've got to quit. So I've got a lot of changes, and so I'm going to have to take small steps. But in order for me to do this, I think, because this is one of my weakest areas as a man, I'm going to have to be held more accountable. And so I need individuals out there to hold me more accountable, to staying on top of this and doing this. I don't work well under pressure in this area, but if I know that I have people supporting me along the journey, then that's kind of a motivator for me to stay on top of it. And if I put this out publicly, then I know that now I have a goal, and I have to stay accountable to those people watching my videos. The other reason why I want to do this is because there are other people out there like me, and I think that to be in the public spotlight with this kind of thing may give some inspiration to someone else to make some healthier choices in their life. And that's why I want to do this, because part of this year's goals for me is to try to spread more hope, and be more of an inspiration to other people in different ways. And I'm not doing this to toot my own horn, because let's face it, I'm starting at the bottom of the barrel. I'm a case of what you don't want to be. You don't want to be this fat. You don't want to be this unhealthy. So if there are other people out there who are in my similar situation, maybe somewhere along my journey it can help inspire them to make changes in their life as well. And then maybe we can just kind of help support each other. So I don't know, I can't promise that I'm going to do a video every day on this. It may be just a couple of times a week, or maybe just once a week. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I'm just, I'm at the beginning stages. And one of the things I watched, if you guys haven't had a chance to watch the documentary Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, look it up. I think I found it on Netflix. And it's really, it's a great documentary. I don't think that I can do the same process that those guys did. But the second guy, I believe his name was Phil, that was in that documentary, when I watched it the other night, he was me. He was about my age. We were about the same weight. And when I watched what he did and listened to the reasons why he did it, and then saw the amazing transformation that he made, that was an inspiration to me to say, well, look, I mean, he was just some old truck driver, just a regular guy, just old truck driver, and he decided that he wanted to make changes in his life, and he did, and he lost an amazing amount of weight, and really got into great shape, and that was an inspiration for me. So anyway, I know that I've made this long, so if you're still with me, cool, great. Like I said, I'm not making any promises at this point. I'm not setting any set goals today. I'm going to start working on this, and we're just going to take it one day at a time and see what happens. But I know that if I want to live longer, and if I want to have a better quality of life, then I've got to do something to get this weight off. So, for better or for worse, here's the start of my journey. And I hope you guys will come along for the ride, and we'll see what happens. So God bless you. You guys take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye for now.